And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Davis Ford pregame show. I'm Adam Gore, joined by Jim Ingram. And, Mr. Jim, the Indians get back on the winning side of things last week. That's behind us. Big week this week. Northeast heading up to Boonville tonight.
Very quickly, Adam, what a great win last week on the road. Long trip to Pearl River. We played extremely well. Offense played well. Again, defense made enough plays. Put that in the past. It's big-time week going to Northeast tonight. We got to find a way to win. We know we're going to have a great crowd there. It's going to be a big-time game.
Absolutely. As you talked about being a big game there, but let's take them just a little bit and look back at last week. You talked about how well the offense did. Another game where they're over 700 yards total offense. Defense struggled early but made some good adjustments in game to only hold them to 14 points after giving up 20 in the first quarter.
No doubt, and Sean Cannon wants the defense to play well because he's a defensive coach. But our offense, I think we're leading the nation in total offense, leading the nation in passing offense. It's doing great. Dual quarterbacks, both playing well, Bender and Ellington. I'm proud of the offense, and the defense is getting better.
Absolutely. We'll have to get a little bit more improvement on defense and continue the winning ways there on offense. Let's take a look at some of the scores from last week throughout the league. You had a top 15 matchup as number 2 Northwest took on Holmes, number 15 in the country. Northwest came away with a 27-12 victory. Number 9 East Mississippi defeated Mississippi Delta 73-7. Gulf Coast knocked off Hines 34-0. Number 18, Colin defeated East Central 34-23. Number 14, Jones defeated Southwest 33-21. And Northeast defeated Kahoma 35-6. Now, when we come back, we'll take a look at preview tonight's matchup against Northeast and talk with Coach Sean Cannon right after this as the Davis Ford pregame show continues here on FM 95 Sports and Let'sGoICCTV.com.
Well, we're coming to your city, to your city. And if you want a little thing, if you want a little zing in your zang zang, if you want a little zing in your tang tang, come along, come along, come along, come along. Yeah, we're coming to your city.
You're looking at a Ram 2500? Try looking at it next to a Ford Super Duty diesel. The 6.7-liter Power-Stroke V8 in Super Duty has best-in-class diesel horsepower and 860 pound-foot of standard torque. Ram 2500 doesn't. With F250 Super Duty, you also get best-in-class diesel fuel economy. Ram 2500 burns more fuel. And Super Duty also gives you more payload. Ram 2500 doesn't have that kind of payoff. Now you can see why, from sunup to sundown, on job sites everywhere, Ford Super Duty owns work.
And welcome back to the Davis Ford pregame show as we get the countdown to that First American National Bank rolling here on FM 95 Sports as well as Let'sGoICCTV.com. Also want to say a special hello to those listening on FM95Radio.com. Well, Mr. Jim, we've talked about last week, throw everything out the window. It's Northeast week, and that's always a big, big week whenever ICC and Northeast gets together. Second straight year we're going back to Boonville for this game. Northeast coming in ranked number 18 in the country in this game. So the Indians, we're not going to say an underdog in this situation by any means, but if anybody's got momentum, it's the 4-1 Tigers.
Adam, I like it. I like them being ranked. I like them being 4-1. I like them playing better this year. It gets our attention. Our players and coaches will be ready. We're on the road. There'll be a big crowd there of ICC fans and Northeast fans. Northeast has improved. Like you said, they're ranked. But I think we've improved.
Yep.
And I know we'll be ready because it's a rival game.
Absolutely. Well, earlier in the week, Raphael Henry, the video operations coordinator here at Itawamba Community College, had a chance to catch up with Coach Sean Cannon as we step inside Coach's Corner, being brought to you by ICC Wesley Foundation here at ICC.
Road win last week. Talk about how you guys fared and what you've seen in the film.
Yeah, it was good to to finish out our south schedule this year with a kind of a long road trip, and I thought our kids after we kind of got it tied back up 20-20, really kicking the field goal for the half, put us up by 10, and then was able to come out, I think, scored 21 unanswered there in the third quarter, and it's really good to put that game away, and get that win. But anytime you win on the road in any sport, it's always good, so we were excited about getting that win and getting back home.
Talk about your offense and the way they played. Looked like they kept ticking.
Yeah, they did. They were able to. We had to kind of settle down defensively, and then they kept answering score for score, and was able to come out and like I said in the third quarter and make some plays, and both quarterbacks played well for us. I thought our run game was enough to to kind of keep the game in hand, and I was real proud of those guys. Anytime you can put 51 points up, it's always good as a head coach to see that for sure.
All right, so just talk about your defense and the way those guys played.
Yeah, wasn't real pleased with them the first quarter by no means, and it's things we work on in practice. Sometimes we don't get them done, but I was proud of them trying to finally get some stops. We had to get some turnovers. We got the 2 interceptions, got the fumble there right before the half, and anytime you force an offense and turn the ball over and you're able to capitalize it on the other side of the ball, that's always key for us to be able to do that.
All right, another road test for you guys, and hey, one word, rivalry week, more than one word, but.
Yeah, going back up to Northeast, play up there last year, and they're coming in, came in ranked this week in the national polls, and and that's very deserving. Those guys are 4-1 for a reason. They've had some quality wins, and really the common opponents we played is Pearl River and East Mississippi, and but those guys do a good job. They got a good quarterback. He makes them really tick offensively. Got some solid receivers that they throw the ball to a lot to catch football, and defensively they don't give up big plays. You can kind of look at their scoring averages. I know they give up some points there in a couple games, but you look at Pearl River, they give up 14 points, and played East Central, who played for a state championship last year and beat those guys. So they're a very deserving team, and we've got to go play. We got to go up there and play good football. And I know the atmosphere will be great, tonight. So we're looking forward to going up and giving those guys a good football game.
How has practice been? I know it's a little more intensity.
Well, I told the kids I had a call other day from somebody just called my phone and told me, said, Coach, there's a lot of things in life that happen. One thing we don't lose in Northeast, and I've tried to tell the kids, especially the new guys, that how much this game means to a lot of people. And our sophomores know, ones that played here last year, they understand this game, but our freshmen just want to kind of make sure they understand what kind of game we've got ahead of us this week.
All right. Coach, what's your Bank of Oklahoma keys to victory?
We've got to go and keep playing sharp on offense. And one thing Northeast has done, I will say that they've forced a lot of turnovers. And that's really how they've gotten up on people, and they do a good job of doing that. So we got to take care of the football. And not only on offense, but also in the kicking game. That's going to be key too, because they do knock some balls loose down there. In defense, we got to start fast. We've got to play a 4-quarter game, which we hadn't done this year. So we've got to come out and play a lot better. And I think our guys have practiced this week, like they're supposed to, and hopefully we'll be able to go up there and get some stops. Forced them into some turnovers, and and those are always key. Anytime you play a good football team, turnovers are going to win the game.
All right. Anything else you'd like to add?
Yeah, we're looking forward to this game. I know it's going to be an exciting crowd, and it's always our band goes, and and their bands, and and our fans travel well to this game, and students and all that. So this is kind of what college football is all about. Being the close proximity of where we are to them. And I know people around here are excited about it, and we are too. We're ready to get going.
And there you heard Coach Sean Cannon's Bank of Oklahoma keys to victory, Mr. Jim. Pretty much just move forward, same old for ICC. Take care of business, and hopefully the results will come out good at the end. Let's now talk about some of your keys to victory being brought to you by the Bank of Oklahoma.
I think Coach Cannon's right. I think turnovers are big in this game, and I look for an edge in the kicking game. We've been punting the ball well, kicking off well. It's time for us to break a kick. Block a punt. I think our kicking game can take advantage. Turnovers are always key, but I think the kicking game is very big in this game.
Another big thing is obviously emotions are going to be high when you get rivals like this together. Northeast is ranked in the country. ICC's been ranked a few weeks, so they feel like there might be a little slighted by the polls, considering 4 out of the last 6 teams we played have been ranked. So containing emotions in this contest early is going to be a key as well.
No doubt about it. And, we've got to start out fast early, play well, like you said, keep the emotions in check. I think we're going to play better defensively this week. I know Coach Cannon's going to be up because it's the rivals. And, again, the kicking game. And I think our offense is humming right now, and I hope it continues to hum.
Absolutely. You take a look at Peyton Bender on the season, top 5 in just about every passing category there is in the country. Peyton's doing a great job, but as you said, the quarterbacks, there's 2 of them. Dan Ellington, whose birthday was yesterday, by the way, so you know he's going to want to try to come out and have a big post-birthday celebration with a big victory over Northeast. But those 2 quarterbacks, I mean, you've got one that can just thread the needle and one that also can throw, but a little bit more of a running threat, and that really keeps defenses on their heels.
No doubt about it. And we've seen in the last few games, Bender, taking us down the field. We get inside the red zone. They put Ellington in. It's another dual threat there. He can also throw but run a little bit better than Peyton, and the defense has trouble stopping that.
And now you talk about the defense there improving. We saw Pearl River hang up 20 points. We just got out of a 44-42 loss to East Mississippi, come out first quarter's 2020. Your eyes sitting there thinking, oh, great, here we go, another shootout. But Coach Sean Cannon, being the defensive guru he is, battled through some of the injuries he had during that game, made some in-game adjustments there in the second quarter, and then improved on those adjustments at halftime. Really made a big-time difference there because they didn't score until it was just, late in the ball game, and everybody kind of shut it down.
No doubt about it. We broke some containments there at the end. They broke some containments there at the end. Our defense played a great second half, and I know Coach Cannon will have them ready for our rivals.
Absolutely. Now, we did have some bumps and bruises from those games, so hopefully we'll have some of those guys back for this big matchup tonight against Northeast. Mr. Jim, you talked about the special teams kicking game. Zach Ellis had struggled at times, but looked better in that Pearl River game, hit some field goals, did a good job on place kicking as well. So Zach and Rip really need to have a big night tonight to help ICC come away with the victory.
No doubt about it. And Rip's been consistent all year. And then Zach's a warrior, playing soccer, playing football, being injured, not complaining, gets out there and performs the best he can. Had a good game this past Thursday night. We hope tonight he has a good game.
Absolutely. We're going to come back with more of the Davis Ford pregame show as we continue the countdown to that First American National Bank opening kickoff here on FM 95 Sports, as well as Let'sGoICCTV.com.
Across our state, in places far and wide, we speak a common language that unites, inspires, and defines us all with only 3 letters. ICC.
I am ICC.
I am ICC.
I am ICC. I am ICC. I am ICC.
Etowamba Community College, transforming lives, transforming Mississippi.
Thanks for this Oreo caramel shake, Kara.
Caramel for Kara. That makes sense.
And Janine for peanut butter.
I don't get it. Why?
She reminds me of my ex-girlfriend Janine, who was nuts.
23 real ice cream shakes, all half price after 8 p.m. This is how you Sonic.
Little Caesars, home of the $5 Hot and Ready Classic, is driving your taste buds crazy with our new loaded Crazy Bread Bites for just $4. We start with our world-famous Crazy Bread, cut into delicious bite-sized pieces. Then we amp up the flavor with creamy cheddar cheese sauce, mozzarella and Munster cheese, and tasty applewood bacon, all baked to perfection. Need more kick? We've added a side of jalapenos. Try our loaded Crazy Bread Bites for just $4, only at Little Caesars.
Pizza. Mr. Jim, we're going to do it again. Last week we didn't have a chance to show you the starters because we had a few technical difficulties, but we're going to take a look at tonight's Coca-Cola starting lineups being brought to you by Buddy Long and Company of the Northeast Mississippi Coca-Cola bottlers. And Mr. Jim, you talk about a longtime partner, not only athletics but academics here at ICC. That's Coca-Cola.
No doubt about it. Buddy Long and his staff supports the total package here at ICC.
Absolutely. Now let's take a look at tonight's starting lineups for ICC.
Peyton Bender, sophomore quarterback, Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
Altez Matthews, running back from Stevenson, Alabama, North Jackson High School.
Terry Williams, wide receiver, South Haven, Mississippi, South Haven High School.
Dontavius Bruce, wide receiver, Olive Branch, Mississippi, Olive Branch High School.
Dorian Gaston, wide receiver, Ripley, Mississippi, Ripley High School.
Isaiah Howard, wide receiver, Ripley, Mississippi, Ripley High School.
Abraham Austin, offensive line, Olive Branch, Mississippi, Olive Branch High School. Marcus Shaw, offensive line, Batesville, Mississippi, South North High.
Jadarius Little, offensive line, Horn Lake, Mississippi, Horn Lake High School.
Burton McCormick, offensive line, Olive Branch, Mississippi, Lewisburg High School.
Preston Haynes, offensive line, Olive Branch, Mississippi, Lewisburg High School.
Cody Shelton, outside linebacker, Ripley, Mississippi, Ripley High School.
Tyler Logan, linebacker, West Point, Mississippi, West Point High School.
Kendra Nelwood, outside linebacker,
Batesville, Mississippi, South-North High School.
Devontae Marble, defensive back, Houston, Mississippi, Houston High School.
Donald Twilley, defensive back, Batesville, Mississippi, South-North High School.
Deion Knox, defensive back, Grenada, Mississippi, Grenada High School.
Quincy Hood, safety, Hamilton, Mississippi, Hamilton High School.
Kenny Wooten, defensive end, Meridian, Mississippi, Meridian High School.
Travis Sutherland, defensive end, Tuscaloosa, Alabama, Cecil Valley High School.
Malik Steele, defensive tackle, Gordo, Alabama, Gordo High School.
Lee Archer, defensive tackle, Albemarle, North Carolina, Albemarle High School.
Zach Ellis, kicker, Tupelo, Mississippi, Tupelo High School.
Matthew Stewart, long snapper, Kossuth, Mississippi, Kossuth High School.
And Mr. Jim, there you saw tonight's starting lineups. Indians looking good, hopefully getting ready for a big win.
No doubt about it. It's exciting. What a great crowd we're going to have here tonight. And I believe our team's ready. It's the rival game. You don't have to tell them anything. The guys will be ready tonight.
Absolutely. One thing we've lost in all this is a division game, so it is still important to stay in the chase for a shot at having a chance at the playoffs. Let's take a look at some of the other games throughout the league in the conference this week. You've got Pearl River and Southwest. Hines is at Colin. Mississippi Delta is stepping out of division play. They'll take on Gulf Coast. East Central will take on number 8, Jones County. Number 16, Holmes, will take on number 5, East Mississippi. That's a big-time matchup there in North Division play. There's only one game on Saturday, and that's going to be number 1, Northwest, traveling to Coahoma for Coahoma's homecoming. So a tough tax there for Coahoma on homecoming weekend.
No doubt, playing the defending national champions, but hey, you got to play somebody homecoming. Their team will be ready for Northwest. We'll see if that's enough.
Absolutely. We'll come back with some final thoughts here on the Davis Ford pregame show. Back with more right after this on FM 95 Sports and Let'sGoICCTV.com.
Hi, I'm Adam. And all my life I've been considered a pretty lucky guy.
On the house.
Ah, thanks. For starters, I get upgrades everywhere I go. And I just win things like all the time.
And the winner is this guy.
But you're not this lucky. No one is. So talk to a Farm Bureau agent today, because when it comes to your coverage, luck should have nothing to do with it.
Hey, brother, there's an endless road to rediscover. Hey, brother, know the water's sweet, but blood is thicker. Oh, if the sky comes falling down for you, there's nothing in this world I wouldn't do. What if I'm far from home? Oh, brother, I will hear you call. If the sky comes falling down for you, there's nothing in this world I wouldn't do.
And welcome back as we move closer to that First American National Bank opening kickoff here on the Davis Ford pregame show. Jim, your final thoughts before we get ready to beat the Tigers?
I like your attitude there, Adam. We're excited about tonight. A great crowd will be here, and I believe the team is ready. You know, they've got our attention. They're ranked. They're 4-1 for the year, but we believe we can play with them. And our offense, as I mentioned earlier, is humming, and it's going to take a great effort by Northeast to stop us, and I don't believe they are.
Absolutely. So that is your final thoughts here on the Davis Ford pregame show. We're going to break away and hear a few words from our sponsors and come back with the First American National Bank opening kick here from Boonville right after this.
You're looking at a Ram 2500? Try looking at it next to a Ford Super Duty diesel. The 6.7-liter Power Stroke V8 in Super Duty has best-in-class diesel horsepower and 860 pound-foot of standard torque. Ram 2500 doesn't. With F250 Super Duty, you also get best-in-class diesel fuel economy. Ram 2500 burns more fuel. And Super Duty also gives you more payload. Ram 2500 doesn't have that kind of payoff. Now you can see why, from sunup to sundown, on job sites everywhere, Ford Super Duty owns work.
Thanks for this Oreo caramel shake, Kara.
Caramel for Kara. That makes sense.
And Janine for peanut butter.
I don't get it. Why?
Because she reminds me of my ex-girlfriend Janine, who was nuts.
23 real ice cream shakes, all half price after 8 p.m. This is how you Sonic.